All right, what's up, guys? I am here today with my boy Ciarán, and in this video, we're just going to go in depth, have a chat about his progress over the last 6 months. Ciarán went from 55 to 61.5 kgs, and we're here to basically share his experience, what we did together, and give you guys some value. Ciarán, welcome.
Very excited to be here.
Awesome. So, dude, give us a bit of a rundown of where you were before the training program. Like, where were you physically? Where were you mentally? Give us a bit of a backstory.
Yeah, absolutely. So before I started, I was 55 kg, as you said, and didn't really know what I was doing in the gym. I had done some gym stuff before, but always ended up kind of giving up on it because I didn't have any structure in the gym, and I wasn't seeing results because I wasn't following any nutrition plan or anything like that, or looking into my nutrition. And so I just kept giving up, and that definitely affected my confidence and just generally my confidence overall before starting wasn't as good as it is now. And just in like everyday confidence and stuff like that, and mood and things like that. But yeah, that's kind of where I was before.
100%. And how long did that cycle go for? Like, how long did you try something new in the gym? You tried for a couple of weeks, you quit. How long did that go for?
A long time. I think I started gymming maybe when I was 16 or 17, and I'm 24 now. So I really was kind of this ongoing cycle of going to the gym and trying to get into it and then not seeing any results and giving up on it, and over and over again, really.
100%. And for you, it's funny because I talk about this. I talk about this with a lot of my clients. Like, what was the moments where you said, like, damn, I need to make a change or I need to seek help? For a lot of guys, and for me as well, it was looking at a picture of myself. But what was that moment for you?
Mm-hmm. I think just where I am in life at the moment. I've got a good job now and I'm finished college, and it's kind of like, this is the next step that I wanted to do. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I said that college was holding me back, or my lack of schedule, but I've got a structured life now, with work, and this is something that I wanted to do, and glad I did it.
Awesome. So everything panned out. You had the job, you had everything, and you had the time to basically commit to your transformation.
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. What were your prior beliefs before starting the program? Like, what did you think it was going to be hard? Did you think how did you come into the program?
I did think it was going to be hard. I thought because of the body type I had, that gaining muscle was something that was really difficult for someone like me, and that because I was skinny, it was like almost impossible for me to put on weight and muscle. That was kind of the view I had of it. But yeah.
And at what moment did that belief kind of shatter? Was it a couple weeks in? At what moment did you tell yourself, like, damn, this is actually possible for me?
Yeah, like just even tracking my weight every morning and stepping on the scales and seeing the weight go up, that was a real like, whoa, like this is possible, and it's working, which is it's really cool to see.
100%. So the tracking helped you see that this is actually possible for you if you have a plan, stay consistent, and you track your data.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome. And yeah, before we get into nutrition training, where are you now? Like 6 months after, how do you feel? How has your life changed compared to 6 months prior?
Changed loads. Over 5 kg heavier, 6 kg now. And I think that I definitely feel a lot more confident in the gym. Even just going to the gym before, I used to be really aware of other people, like, watching me in the gym, or I was very self-conscious, but I don't feel that way at all really anymore. Like the way that you would get me to send you videos of my workouts and things like that, or certain exercises that really puts you out of your comfort zone, and it shows you nobody really cares what you're doing in the gym. Everyone's there for the same reason. And then just my overall confidence outside of work or outside of this has really just flourished as well, just from even if I'm, going for a swim, I don't feel as self-conscious taking off my top, and I feel much more confident in like my nutrition as well. The fact that I know what like how many calories I need to consume, or that kind of way as well. But yeah.
100%. I actually saw you posted one of your pictures shirtless on Instagram. Was that something
Hmm.
you would have been
Yeah.
able to do before?
No, I definitely wouldn't have, and that was like a big like self like congratulatory moment for me that I was able to do that. Made me really proud that I felt confident enough to post something like that on my Instagram, which is cool. So
100%.
I'm really happy like that's to be able to do that.
I saw that. I put a smile on my face because for me, I knew that for you was like it was a good milestone. Awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So, and yeah, give me two like examples in your day-to-day life of like how things have changed, like at work, with your friends. Give me just concrete examples in your day-to-day life.
Hmm. Well, I think one thing I said to you in our first call that I really wanted to change was being able to fit into my clothes better. And I think like even one thing at work is that, I wear like office clothes to work, and that I fit into my shirts better now, and that, it's people have said, oh, you're looking good. And that's really a confidence booster in itself, but it's definitely made me more confident in my job, just like having a more confident aura, and just like overall my like I guess outlook on life is a bit like happier and stuff that way as well. And I feel like I'm kind of more in control of my like how tired I'd be and stuff, because I'm like scheduled in the gym, and I have kind of a training plan that's kind of worked out in the rest of my life as well. So I end up going to bed like at set times, and I'm looking into other aspects of my life as well, which is really cool. So it's kind of like just because I've started looking at my nutrition and the gym, it's kind of escalated into all parts of my life, really.
Awesome. Yeah, you're seeing progress in the gym, your weight going up, something that you've always struggled with, and something that's been probably one of the hardest things for you. And now you're seeing that you can make progress in that
Mm-hmm.
area, and you're like, damn, like what else can I improve in my life?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so dude, we're just gonna cruise around a bit in terms of nutrition. First things first, like how did the nutrition go? Was it a bit so this is Ciarán's sheets. How was tracking the food at the beginning? Was it intimidating? Give us a bit of your thought process behind everything.
Definitely very intimidating at the start. I was like, "Whoa, this looks like a lot," and it took me like a week or two to get into it. But once I kind of got the gist of it, and like it was something I was just doing every day, tracking my meals. It was like nothing. Like it wasn't a hassle or anything at all. It was just part of my day, and it was actually really beneficial to kind of see, when my weight was going up, it kind of was similar to the amount of calories that I was eating, and I could see that clearly, and putting it down on paper made it really easy to start eating a bit more all the time, which was kind of what I needed to be doing. But yeah, definitely at the start, just felt a bit overwhelmed. But once I got into it, like after a week or two, it was really easy.
Awesome. And then you got into this feedback loop where you saw progress, so it made you even more motivated to continue, and it just escalated like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Seeing the weight go up every week is definitely a motivator, even if it's just those small increments every week. You know.
Yeah, 100%. So, and also for you in terms of the tracking, at what point did you did you have the like, at what point did you feel locked in? At what point were you like, all right, I have things under control. Now I just have to put in the work. Did it take 1 week, 2 weeks? At what time did you have that kind of breakthrough moment?
I think maybe a few weeks in, once I really got into the swing of things, that's when I saw that, this is really it, and I just have to stick to it, and I know that this is going to work.
Awesome. And like now with your newfound knowledge when it comes to tracking foods, does that give you more confidence and flexibility when you go out, when you travel? Like do you have a better understanding now of what you're eating?
Absolutely, yeah. Tracking your foods every day, like, I kind of have a good idea now of what a portion size looks like, and how much I need to eat per meal. So when I do go out, it's easy then to see what I'm eating and kind of have a good guesstimate of what calories I'm consuming.
100%. Because just to be clear, like with Ciarán, the goal is not to track calories for life. That's not the goal. But the goal is really to have an understanding of how much you're actually consuming on a day-to-day basis. Because most guys just have completely no idea. They skip meals. They have their first meal at 1 p.m. They eat a 200 calorie lunch or 400 calories. And then they wonder why they can't gain weight. So what I recommend is tracking your food for the first 4 to 6 weeks. And then this is what we did with Ciarán, is you can kind of step back. You don't have to track as accurately, but you have that knowledge in the back of your mind where you can see your weight slowly but surely going up, and you can adjust your food accordingly, which is a more flexible approach long term. Cool. Moving on to training. Dude, give me a bit of a rundown training wise. Like, how did the training feel? Did you think it was going to be hard at the beginning? Give me a bit of your overview before starting, when you first got into this.
Yeah, I think in terms of the training, maybe I thought that it was going to be really difficult, but the structure is so well set up that it was easy for me to just go into the gym, know what I had to do, and having like the way you have links to all the exercises, so that if I didn't know what I was doing, that I can watch them over and stuff. That was really, really helpful. It's just a really well set up program. I think that I was able to just slowly each week see progress, which was really cool, which I really liked.
Awesome. And how did you like the progression models? Like, was that simple to you? That knowing that you had this exact way of progressing, how did that help?
I think it really helped. I think it out of everything in the program, or out of this experience, it was one of the things I liked the most, because like I could see my progress every single week, those small gains every single week, which is a huge motivator to go back to the gym. And even when you're in the gym, it's a huge motivator to be like, wow, look, I'm really making progress.
Yeah. And I think what you understood is that it's not about having these base hits. It's really like these micro wins along the way. This is really the goal. I think that's something you've understood.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not going to be adding,
Yeah, definitely.
You're not going to be adding 5 kgs to the bar in one session. It's really like the incremental every single week, getting stronger a tiny bit, either improving reps, sets. When you have a clear progression model, you're not hoping to increase weight. You're not randomly increasing the weight. You have a fixed structure. It's proper math. Then it's just a matter of like executing the numbers. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
Awesome. How did you enjoy the weekly reviews and the video feedback, which is a big part of the coaching program?
Yeah, definitely. At the start, it was something I found very intimidating, and I was self-conscious in the gym about, putting my phone somewhere and recording myself. That people would be like, "Why is he recording himself? He's lifting nothing." But I just kind of grew confidence then, and I really enjoyed the experience. And learning from watching yourself back is, I think, something that's so beneficial. Um, yeah, it's a really good experience, and it definitely helps you get better at your movements and stuff in your sets.
Yeah. Because when you're doing the set, it's too hard to think about all the different things, especially when you're new. So kind of dissecting everything
Mhm.
after, like having a look at your videos and also me giving you feedback, drawing, making sure everything's clear, just fastens the learning curve, in my opinion.
Definitely, yeah.
Awesome. So beyond that, like what were the things you looked forward the most in the program? Like what were the things you looked forward to the most on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis?
Definitely. I always looked forward to or I always do look forward to my sessions now, because I know that when I go to the gym, I have a structure which is really cool, and I always look forward to those small gains. It's always nice as well at like, every 3 months or so to kind of take pictures of your progress and see the change from the previous like 3 months ago. And like day to day, you might not notice this, but between a 3 month period, you really see the how much your body has changed and stuff, which is really really cool. Um, and now I just really enjoy the gym because I know that when I go, I feel confident in there, and I know that I can go in and work out, and that I don't feel judged or anything like that, which is really cool.
That's awesome. Because prior to this, like you started in your early teenage years going to the gym. Before that, you had like no structure. You were
Hmm.
just randomly going to the gym.
Yeah,
What were you doing before?
I had like just some plans that I had found online that didn't really suit exactly what I was doing, or I often spent too long in the gym, or like just infrequent times and stuff. But like having a structured program and kind of suited for me, and exercises that I liked, that if there were exercises that I didn't like, you were able to find good alternatives for me and stuff like that. Really, really helped. And now I really enjoy it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for you, like what's next for you, Kiran? Like what's the next goal? This obviously this was the first 6 months. This is a long
Hmm.
fitness journey. Like it's something that we want to be doing for the long term, ideally. What was the next goal for you? Like what's
Yeah.
next? Like we've broken that initial belief of this is possible for me. What's in the cards for you next?
I think the goal at the moment is to stay consistent in the gym, and keep working on my nutrition, and those small gains every week. I don't have any major plan, but I think it's a system that works as I've seen, which is really cool. And so that's kind of the plan.
Awesome. And in terms of weight, would you have you're 175 centimeters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the next milestone goal? Is it that 65 kgs? Do you have a longer term goal you're trying to reach?
65 is the next goal, and then eventually I think 70 would be where I'd want to be, somewhere around that, but my next goal is 65.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you have the system now, you know exactly what you need to be doing. What
Mm.
what would you tell yourself um, at the moment you were hesitating before you got started? Like what would you tell your old self right now? If you were still on the fence 6 months ago when I had you on the call, what would you tell yourself?
I guess do it, it's worth it, definitely. It's probably one of the best things I've done ever. I'm really grateful that I pushed myself to do it, and just to have the confidence to do it. It's an opportunity that you don't want to miss.
100%. Awesome. And yeah, any final words, any final comments that you wanted to share?
Just for anyone that's thinking of joining Mateo, I'd definitely recommend. He's a great coach, and he lays out everything really clear and simple. And any time you're stuck in the gym and you need advice, he's always there to quick to reply, and he's always there for support. And I'm really grateful anyway that I started with Mateo, and it's definitely something I'd recommend.
Appreciate it, buddy. It was an absolute pleasure to coach you. You were consistent every single week. Ciarán wasn't like randomly hoping for results. He wasn't wishing for results. He was sending me the videos I was asking every single week. He was applying the knowledge. He was applying the improvements, the tactics I was giving him. And his success is not random. Like he had the plan, but he put in the work. He showed up consistently every single week. He tracked his nutrition. When he was making mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes. Even if you have a plan, you're gonna make mistakes. That's just part of the journey. He didn't let that demotivate him. He just kept pushing. And for me, like, these are your increases in numbers. Pretty much adding 7.5 kgs per hand, 12.5 kgs to the bar, 10 kgs to the belt. Pretty much gains everywhere. So, dude, honestly, you've done a fantastic job, and I have no doubt that you'll continue progressing.
Thanks a million.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a great day.